So thanks everybody for hopping on and joining us for our evening virtual tech talk. My name is Ali. I'm the chair of the Presto Foundation Community Outreach Team, and we'll be moderating, or I guess leading today's virtual tech talk. I'm excited to have Yanbing from Bytedance here. He'll be sharing more about how they use Presto and Hudi at Bytedance. Before we jump into his presentation, just a few updates from the Presto community that I wanted to share. First is PrestoCon is coming up second week of December 7th to 8th. Save the date. It's in person. We'll be in the Bay Area in Mountain View at the Computer History Museum. You can see the link there. Our CFPs are open, so if you are a Presto user and want to share more about how you're using Presto and present at PrestoCon, highly encourage you to do so. You can submit to speak through the website, and the link is there. I'll also drop it in the chat. And second is we have a community survey. I don't know if you're in the Presto Slack channel, you've probably seen it, but if you're a Presto user, we would love to hear from you.
It's Eric Conover, and I'm going to take you on a tour of this wonderful.
I'm going to mute that. If you're not muted, I will mute you in case we get some feedback. But anyways, we have a community survey. We are looking to learn more about how folks are using Presto. So we would love to hear from you. There's a URL on the bottom. Maybe Rohan, you can pop it into the chat as well. If you take a 5-minute community survey, we will send you a Presto swag pack as a thank you. And it really helps with understanding how folks are using Presto and what they want to see with the project. So with that, today's talk, I'm excited to introduce Yanbing Zhang. He's a software engineer at Bytedance, and he is going to be talking about Apache Hudi for Presto and how it's used at Bytedance. So with that, I'm going to stop share, Yanbing. I'm going to give you control. Feel free to take control of the screen and dive in.
Okay. Now can see my presentation slides.
Not yet. You have to share screen.
Now can see my screen.
Not yet. Did you just click share at the bottom of Zoom?
Let's see.
So the shares, there we go. Perfect. There we go. Thanks.
Okay.
That's good.
Hello everyone. My name is Yanbing Zhang. I'm a software engineer from Bytedance Data Engine Department. I have been engaged in Presto related research and development and cloud productization work in Bytedance. My topic today is Presto Hudi Connector and its application in Bytedance. I will share more about our work on the Apache Hudi Connector for Presto DB and how we are using it at Bytedance. With the native Hudi Connector for Presto users, can read Apache Hudi tables in Presto. The topic will cover 3 parts. The first, I will introduce the Presto DB Hudi Connector architecture and how and tell users how to configure the native Hudi Connector to create open data lake source with Apache Hudi and Presto. And the second part, I will introduce Hudi Connector related application in Bytedance, include our related optimization in Presto side. The third part, I will list some of our future optimization plan. The first section is the Hudi Connector. Okay. Let's see the Let us see the left picture. This is the Hudi architecture picture from the Hudi official website. Hudi now is a streaming data lake platform that unlocks near real-time data ingestion and incremental processing pipeline with easy. So user can real-time consume their data from upstream data source, like MySQL, message queue, and other online systems. And then Hudi can merge and ingest this data into persistence storage like HDFS, S3. Benefits by the near real-time streaming, this become possible to query data with low latency. And meanwhile, Presto is a common distributed SQL query engine for running interactive analysis. So can we use Presto and Hudi to meet users' near real-time query requirement, like some real-time report? This will very convenient for users to query data use BI tools. As many of you all, Presto old version itself has supported relative ability to query Hudi table. But the achievement is based on the Presto Hive model. This is for people who want to deeply customize and use Hudi in Presto is not very friendly, and the Hudi version is always behind the latest. But Hudi is widely used in our production environment in Bytedance, and we always at a loss of internal optimization. And so we want to make a separate Hudi connector to support more feature and a long time development. The main reason as follows. The first is due to the MVCC-like design. The file layout of Hudi tables is quite different from the regular Hive tables, making the split generation for Hudi and regular tables makes it hard to extend the integrate custom or advanced split schedule algorithms. The second is separate Hudi connector also separate Hudi's bugs away from the Hive connector. The third is convenient to expand new features. And based on these reasons, we collaborated with the Hudi community. We have provided a basic version to the Presto DB. Now the picture is the Hudi connector architecture. The Hudi connector, like the other connectors, they have implemented the connector SPR, like the Hudi metadata, Hudi split manager, and Hudi page source provider. Meanwhile, we also reused the existing code like Presto Hive, Metastore, Presto Packet. This will help us much when integrate components from Hudi. Currently, we have support features as follows. we add a new split manager to generate Hudi split and add a new Hudi page source to process different Hudi table type, COW and MOR tables. And the third, we adapt it to the latest Hudi version. Now I will introduce how to enable the Hudi connector in our Presto. Of course, we can also follow the hyperlink for detailed documentation. Like other connectors, we can just add a config file in the etc techlog directories and add the minimum configure in the picture. Then we just restart Presto server. Now we will now can use query Hudi table by Presto. And the supported properties and query types are also shown as it. So when we configure the related config file, now we can use the Hudi connector in Presto. This is an example. This example we construct some test table from the Hudi official website. And currently we can just set the catalog name to Hudi. Now we can query Hudi table like regular Hive tables. Now we can just support a query Hudi table, and the route function is not supported yet. Related works is on the way, and the route function is on the way. The second part, I will introduce the Hudi connector related application in Bytedance, and our related optimizations in Presto side. As I said before, data lake support better real-time ability. We also have developed many features in it. It's used widely in Bytedance, and compared to other warehouse, data lake have many advantages. For example, compared to the offline warehouse, data lake will support more real-time and efficient updates. And compared to the real-time warehouse, data lake will provide will support batch query and streaming query together, and supports efficient data analysis. Here is a typical scenario about our use in Bytedance. This is the data pipeline picture. As we can see, user use Hudi to ingest their upstream MySQL or Kafka data to the HDFS, and then use Presto to query Hudi table to generate a real-time report. Of course, when queries a Hudi table in the real-time report scene, we also encountered a lot of problems, both write and read side. Here are listed some mini problems in the Presto side. In other words, the read side problems. The mini problems list is three. The first is the migration cost. because different connector with different catalog name. So for many users, if he wanted to query Hudi table, they need to write their circle. This is not friendly and convenient. And the second is the QPS. When people wanted to use Hudi table, user always cares user always calls the real-time ability. So we want to support ability. Just if user query some small table and simple queries, they can return result in 1 second. But in many things, the QPS is too low and can't achieve our demand. And the third is the query latency, especially when user queries the MOR tables, because the MOR table needed to compaction the data in the read side. So this will consume extra time. So we wanted to resolve the problems by provide some solution to achieve a balance between the data import and the speed and the query speed. So for the question one, migration cost. We provide the function. His name is the catalog remapping. This will allow user tend to query Hudi table as normal Hive tables. Now they can write a query like selecting from Hudi, DB Hudi tables. This is the work. This is we provide a plugin to the Presto API, so developers could implement their own mappers to satisfy real development. And the second question is the QPS. On one side, we used some cache to to reduce the time, but other side we also wanted to reduce the RPC times by some regular method. For example, we reduce the configuration construct time. For tables with a large number of partitions, a huge amount of CPU times are consumed by create Hadoop configuration, especially the house set and the core set file is large. By using this optimization for TBC DS one ET data, the simple query runtime reduced from 4 seconds to 1 second. And another optimization is Metastore pools. In order to query small Hudi table quickly, we develop Metastore collector pools, which will reduce a lot of time on Metastore collector construction. For the question 3, in order to reduce the query latency time, we do many optimizations like column planning. When users query MOR tables, we will push down the required schema to the Hudi input format, so they can do some column planning work. This will reduce our cost significantly. And the second is append-only support. Because in many things, like the log data process, user is not very clear very clear whether the data is modified. So we can just just append we can just append the data to the file group and not to modify. This will this will induct the compaction time significant. And other optimizations like we get time info in the coordinator. This will reduce loss of RPC requests from work. Especially there are a lot of splits, and meanwhile, we also found there are many HDFS long tail files. So we optimize the read and connector timeout to provide an opportunity to fast switch data node. This also help us to resolve the long tail files problems. Meanwhile, rely on the Hudi group related work. We also support many other features in Presto, like BMS, a Hudi metadata service, backed index, and the non-index. This job and work is mainly developed in the Hudi input format and not in the Presto side. So I will not introduce this detail. Here is our cloud product cloud product name. We have last name is Lakehouse Analytics Service. It is a serverless integrated analysis service. Has integrated our Presto, Spark, and Hudi function. This will provide a real-time data update, unified circle, batch stream integration, support data warehouse and data lake analysis. People who interested in the production can click the help link to try it out. The third part, I will introduce some future optimization in our in the Presto side. Firstly, for the Hudi connector, we will try to optimizing the MRT block continually. For example, use Presto's optimized vectorized packet readers to replace halved record reader. Secondly, enable predict pushdown based on Presto's packet reader. And other Hudi related features include support incremental queries and support insert update, delete statements. And meanwhile, we also try to adapting more Hudi new feature like parallel reading optimization. This will significantly resolve the file this will reduce the file group read time significantly and combine engine. Thanks. That's all right.
Yanbing, thank you so much. Fantastic presentation. So At this point, if folks have questions, now's a great time to ask them. You can either pop them into the chat box, or this is just a Zoom, so you can go off mute and ask. While we see if anybody has questions, I'll go back and share my screen quickly just to give a few more updates on what's going on in the Presto community. So as a reminder, we record all these sessions. All of our virtual meetups are recorded. They're available on the Presto DB YouTube channel, so feel free to check those out. In addition, if you didn't know, a few weeks ago, we hosted PrestoCon Day, which was a fantastic virtual event that brought the Presto community together. Really awesome talks coming out of that as well. All of those are available on the YouTube channel too. So this will be up this week, and you can check out all of our other sessions on YouTube too. And then I'll put this up as we see if there's any questions. Save the date, PrestoCon in person. If you're in the Bay Area, or even if you're not in the Bay Area and want to come hang out with the community, meet the engineers on the Presto project. We're having it December 7th to 8th in the Bay Area in Mountain View. So would love to have you. CFP is open if you're a Presto user, if you want to share more about your use case or the work you're doing with Presto, we would love to hear from you. You can submit to speak. The link is there. Maybe Rohan, if you don't mind dropping the link into chat, that would be awesome. And that's it from the community. So I will stop share to see if we have any questions. Is PrestoCon available as a virtual event? We are still figuring out all those logistics, Satej. So stay tuned. We will be announcing, I think some of it will probably be virtual. We're just figuring out all those logistics. So join the Slack channel. If you haven't joined the Slack channel, that's where we'll be putting all the information on PrestoCon. Sorry, Rohan, if you don't mind dropping the Presto Slack channel link in chat as well, that would be awesome. Make sure to join us on Slack. That's where everybody from the community is, and it's a great place to ask your questions and to connect with other engineers and developers in the community. So any questions for Yanbing before we wrap up here? I think this is a great time to talk to somebody who's using Presto at scale, using Hudi, and building out the ecosystem at Bytedance. Going once. All right. Well, Yanbing, thank you so much. I know it's an early Rohan, if you're there, maybe Rohan's not there. I'll drop the Slack channel in there, Satej. So we'll get the link in there for you. Could you share some of the data sets for Bytedance usage? Could you share any of those? Or the data stats for Bytedance usage? Something you can share, Yanbing?
I see. Data status maybe shared in the later shard because the risk reviewer need our to data safety.
I see, and I think there might be some older presentations that Bytedance has done that share some of the stats. I don't know if you're looking for something specific, Satej, but there is an older Bytedance presentation that has some. I think that goes more into the Presto usage that we can pop the link into. Let me see if I can find it while we wait. But that will have, maybe Rohan, sorry, you can find that PrestoCon Day Bytedance presentation. That might be helpful. Cool.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Awesome, thanks. All right, folks, any other questions for Yanbing? Awesome. All right, well, thanks. I know it's late for many people. It's early for Yanbing, so we have people joining from all over the world. Really appreciate your time, Yanbing. Thank you for putting together some excellent slides. I think, thanks, Rohan. Just drop the link in there to an older presentation that might be helpful if you want to get more into this, the data sets. But we do these every month, so feel free to join the Slack channel, join our meetup group, and you'll get an alert when our next one is scheduled. And we look forward to seeing you at the next one. All right. Thanks, folks. Recording will be up on the YouTube channel this week. Yanbing, thank you so much again. Really appreciate your time and the slides. Great presentation. We'll see everybody next time.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right. Take care, everyone.